Yo, what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. What's poppin'? How's everybody feeling? I hope good. Nah, scratch that. I hope great. I hope your families are good. Hope your friends are good. Hope your relationships are good. Hope your health is well. Hope your wealth is healthy. Hope you got your entrepreneurship ideas going. Hope you got your exercise rolling. Everything. You got your, your all.
Please fasten driver seat belt.
Oh, gosh. Lord have mercy. All right. Hope everything is well. So still in kind of a funky headspace. It's almost like anything that the few people I talk to, all they ever want to talk about is how fucked up my life is, and things that I could have did better and she could have did better, and we're just so concerned about the children, and it's like sometimes, again, I've said this before, sometimes I just want to talk about that anime that I'm watching on Netflix. I forget I can't even remember the names of them, Dragons or whatever, sometimes talk about, I don't know, Keke Palmer and Raven Simone having sex. I don't know. I just want to talk about some random shit. I always want to talk about, y'all could have did this and that, and alcohol kills marriages, and cell phones kill marriages, and I don't know. And, gosh, I don't know. And I've talked to a few buddies of mine, not recently, but this was prior to. I've kind of been cutting everybody off, everybody out. That they're like, look, man, if there's anything I could have done differently, I wouldn't have gotten divorced, and if anything, I wouldn't have gotten divorced so quickly. People tell me it's like losing a limb. It's like losing, a close family member of yours. And I'm like, it's like losing a close family member of yours. I mean, it's your wife, of course it's like losing. If anything, your wife is supposed to be your closest family member or your spouse. I think that was one difference that was really, I was always looking at my wife as like my wife. I was always like, yo, you're my, you're my queen, And I think with her, it was different. I was just more so like this is, I know she doesn't know this accessory, or just a milestone, something that you just achieve in life. You're like, I'm an adult, I get married, have kids, buy a house, get a car. It wasn't really like I was, her king, And I think that was one big difference we had in our relationship, even now, to the extent that we're arguing and whatnot. I feel like there's so many different solutions other than divorce, but of course, when you're dealing with somebody, and I'm not even just dealing with somebody, I'm dealing with someone's. I used to always crack a joke to my spouse that she was like the old Verizon commercials. You came with her in the network. So I'm battling all this, and I've had people that have went through this before, and the family force can be so dominant that you almost can't go backwards. Not backwards, but you almost can't redo your thoughts if you wanted to. So let's say, for example, you've gotten your family so involved, you show up, you're, oh my gosh, he's a murderer, he's a rapist, he's a killer, oh my gosh, I can't stand him, he's insane, he's lost it all, and look at this new guy, isn't he so nice and he's so friendly, don't we love him? And in a family, the family is so invested, that they're like, yeah, you gotta get rid of him. He's crazy. We're so concerned about the children. We gotta talk about the children, and the person can't honestly make a decision. So, I've been kind of around it, and I've seen it, and it's kind of like, oh man, if only the family just, like, to an extent, I've always said it, that the in-laws are really detrimental to a relationship as well as other things. But, other than all that, talked to a few buddies that have been divorced, and they've told me, like, yo, if you can think of anything else, it's not that divorce is not the answer, not saying that, but it's kind of like, is there anything else? Is there anything else you could do, y'all could do, to think about it? Because, like, a lot of times, just like hopping into a marriage, you also hop into the divorce. You know what I'm saying? You're just kind of like, you know what? I can't stand this any longer. I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I just want this to be over. You know what I'm saying? And, they've always kind of referred to my generation as the microwave generation. And the easiest thing to do is cut your hair, try to, I don't know, get a new boyfriend, girlfriend, get divorced, buy a home, sell a home, just things that you could just do real quick to make it feel like your life is changing and going into another direction. But at the point that we're at right now, I don't think there's any changing. To an extent, I kind of feel like, I'm, not trying to get all biblical and everything, but I kind of feel like the story of like Moses, where, there was a part where it said, I'm not sure. Don't quote me. I don't have my book in front of me right now and everything. But I think there was a part. It was like, yo, if Pharaoh could have just eased up on his initiative with these, I don't know if they were Israelites or Hebrews or whatnot, for just a second, he could have possibly. I mean, he had multiple chances. That's the other thing I realized is even in my situation I'm currently in, I've had multiple chances to fix this. You know what I'm saying? But never did, and just didn't work out. And but there was times when it was like, yo, Pharaoh, if you just chill out, then we can get this all worked out, but Pharaoh didn't want to. And there was a point where, I'm not sure, don't quote me on all this, that it was like, all right, I need y'all to cross the sea, but there's one last thing I need to do, and I'm going to make Pharaoh's heart hardened. You know what I'm saying? And that was the piece of cake that made it for them to be able to go. And I feel like, to an extent, not saying I'm perfect or anything, but it's like, Chan, man, you know what I'm saying? Look, I've always had God in my life. Not saying I'm perfect. I've made several mistakes. Several. Not crazy things, but, I've done things I shouldn't have been doing. But it's like, I've gotten rid of my in-laws. I don't talk to them anymore. Gotten rid of my friends. Even some family members really don't, really talk to. And there was, it's like, in order to get you to cross, Chan, I need you to do this one last thing. And I'm sitting there saying, no, come on, man, God. Come on, God. Not really. Come on. And it's like, nah. And to an extent, I'm going to even harden her heart towards you so that, I can get you to move on. And it's like, really? And it's just like, at this point. So, yeah, I really wish that we didn't have to go down this road. I really wish that we could use our brains and our emotions. They always say that, even me to an extent, this stuff is killing my brain and my heart. And, kind of, prayed on it last night and thought about it. And I feel like God told me that don't worry about your children. Trust me, those aren't your children. Those aren't Tiffany, or those are not your wife's children. I mean, they are. We're biological parents, but it's like, don't worry. Those are God's children. Those are, that's God's property right there. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about their safety. They're going to be fine. They're going to be okay. But in the meanwhile, okay, don't worry about your children, because that's constantly what's on my brain also. It's not even just their health, but like their mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just their physical health, but also their mental health. And I just want to make sure that they're okay, and that I can, as a parent, should always want to be there to protect them. But it was like, trust me, they got the best protection that the earth can provide for them. Now, all I need is for you to go through with this plan, and not even just this plan, this prayer that you've been praying for. To an extent, I manifested everything that's happening. That's crazy. It's crazy that everything that I've kind of been like, man, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to stay with me. You're going to want to be with, I've even said it, a darker complected man, somebody that's skinnier, so many things. is exactly what's happening. And I guess now that it's happening, I'm like, no, 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 don't, no, but it's like, no, I need you to go through these last steps. Chan, I have a plan for you. There's a few things I just need you to work on, and we got you. We're going to get you there. Okay. So I know, unfortunately, it's your wife, someone that you've held to the highest regards, that you've sacrificed so much for, and would be even willing to sacrifice even more. I'm still like, I'm the type of person, and don't quote me because I could mess up any day of the week, that would say, look, man, if my wife ended up in a car accident and lost all her limbs, I still would be easier. Because now I can fuck her with no fucking issues. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. But serious, that's where I'm at with my spouse. Like I said it before. I made vows. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I plan to respect and hold those vows. Have I fucked up? Probably some of my vows, possibly. But on other notes, like, no. I'm like, look, I fucked up. You fucked up. We fucked up. Everybody fucks up. But let's move forward and let's use our brains. Let's use our quantum thinking. Let's not just be on, off, true, false. They say there's so much that the brain can do that we haven't even tapped into yet. I'm not even sure what that means, because I'm kind of like, I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I get there? But at the same time, I don't believe that it's just this 10% of the brain. Like, come on, when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming and sweating and I'm getting emotions, and you're telling me that that's only 10% of the brain? That's not possible. Not in my mind. And I'm not no scientist or, whatever, but I think we're possibly using a little bit more of the brain, but I think we could also use more of the brain. But sometimes we just got to understand that God has a plan, and, and we speak with the Holy Spirit, and sometimes it's like, hey, listen, even to an extent, I'm not trying to get all religious and everything, for real. But I'll tell you that this is BARF, and the R doesn't stand for religion, and the F doesn't stand for football, but it's like, look, the Holy Spirit is there, okay? Listen to the Holy Spirit, let the Holy Spirit guide you, and we got you. And I know this is not what you want. This is not what you want. This is not what I want. But sometimes in order to get you to where I'm trying to get with you, a bunch of things may not be able to come with you. It's like, it sucks. It's like getting invited to that party, but they're like, hey, that +5, that +10 that I give you all the time, it's not going to happen tonight, Chan. It's just going to be a +1. It's like, oh, crap. Or it's just going to be just you. And it's like, oh, shit. It's like, my friends can't come? It's like, no, Chan. And it sucks. It does suck, but I've gotten majority of what I believe that I'm supposed to do done, which is get rid of the people around me that don't have my best interests at heart. For example, I've seen messages and conversations where my in-laws are helping my spouse try to sell our home, trying to, find her a new boyfriend. I have not seen any messages, but to an extent, even possibly trying to get my children and also get me to give her a bunch of money. Essentially saying that he's going to screw you. And they want to claim to be like God-fearing people and everything, but it's like nothing that you're doing is God-fearing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Everything you're doing is trying to split up the marriage, make me lose everything, make sure she gets everything. Doesn't sound God-fearing. It sounds more biased, So I'm going to go ahead and keep cooking this crack. Going to try to get this content out. Starting to feel just a little bit better, a little bit, not much. I gotta figure things out. And time is not helping, because every day that goes by is another day that a bill comes in, Another day that I'm closer to, possibly foreclosing on the home. Another day that my car could get repoed. Another day that I got bills that could go to collections. So time is not on my side. So it's very stressful having all this happening all at once. And then I have to combat all this. And I got a couple people in my corner who are like, Chan, you don't have to fight all this by yourself. Because that's what it is. Everybody's like, I'm like, yo, I got myself in this mud. I'm going to get myself out. And it's like, is there any way we can support you financially, with advice, anything? And I'm like, look, I could use maybe just a little bit of advice. Like, I really don't want to get divorced, but, what do you kind of think? Also with the home, should I sell it or should I try to, keep it? And children, should I just, what should I do? So, maybe a little advice or something. And not saying I want advice from everybody. I really don't. I don't want, honestly, I don't want advice from nobody. But yeah, that's where I'm trying to get this all figured out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is take a break. We're going to get ready to hop into Barf, and let's have a great time. This is Chairman, House of Barf. Yo, what's good? This is Chairman, House of Barf.
But there's pipers that need to be paid, aren't there?
Let's just see what CNBC talking about.
Joe, as far as I can tell, all of your economics are 100% correct there. That is right.
That is the greatest compliment a man could ever give another man.
He thinks essentially the Fed is not really taking account for all of the fiscal spending that's coming down the pike. I've sort of long maintained that the Biden administration could have done itself a lot of good by getting on the train of trying to reduce fiscal spending to keep the inflation rate down. If that is, in every survey we do, Joe, the number one issue out there for the American public. It reminds me a little bit of the Obama administration, which was so focused on health care amid the great financial crisis. I mean, we could argue about what more they could have done or should have.
Okay, so I don't know. I think they're just talking about fiscal policy. All right. Totally forgot to start off with first, thank God, and, want to start, I always want to just start off positive. Just want to say thank you to Jesus. Oh, I pray to Jesus. I'm not saying everybody else got to pray to Jesus. I know we all have, different religions, Hindu, but just want to say thank you for waking us up today so that we can enjoy this joyous day, so that we can take a step forward towards our goals and our ambitions that we've been meaning to reach. So I just want to say thank you to that. And hopefully the words and the things that I say and I express are covered by the blood of Christ, so that we can move forward in that, or by God, whoever you pray to. Look, I got Ganesh on my book bag. You know what I'm saying? So, I recognize other practices and whatnot. I'm not here to exclude. I'm here to include. Okay. This is not about, leaving people who are not interested in business and finances out. This is not about just bringing in people who want to talk about business and finance and stock markets and whatnot. This is not about being black and listening to R&B and hip hop, or being white and listening to pop, or being Asian and listening to pop, or Latino, whatever, or different races, being poor or less fortunate or over fortunate or whatever it is. This is all about inclusion. All about inclusion. I am truly a believer, and we can get to kumbaya. Okay, I'm the king of the kumbaya. Now, you won't find me at a bonfire holding hands and singing songs, because I've never been camping. And after watching what happened to this lady at Yellowstone, I have more or less interest in camping, Now, I would like to one day maybe go camping and sit around a bonfire and, smoke a little ganja and tell ghost stories. That sounds fun. Sitting in the middle of the woods. Oh shit, what was that sound? But as far as like singing songs you know what? If people want to hold hands and sing songs, I love it. The energy, you got to have that energy. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I'm not going to knock it if you want to sing songs or tell ghost stories, whatever you want to do. Never been camping, but I do plan on doing it one day. Looking at the futures,
18% a year.
right now is this Jason Furman, Harvard something.
Have been
Oh, the Fed. Oh, today, 25th. I thought the Feds were meeting tomorrow. I thought it was the 26th or 27th. Gosh, darn. Okay, so maybe the Feds are meeting today, and then I believe that's what they do. They report their minutes and everything, and then the Honorable Jerome Powell will come out and basically tell us, I guess, if he's going to be raising interest rates or pausing or pivoting. Are we pivoting? Are we pausing? What are we doing? So I think that's when we're going to figure that all out. But right now, the futures look pretty decent. Okay, and then we're also talking about consumer price index. So, what has been happening with the inflation rates? I think they may have rose a little bit in June. Don't quote me. But yeah, I kind of forgot about inflation rates, possibly because I'm in a situation where I don't give a fuck right now. I'm in a terrible spot. I'm terminated. And right about now, all I want to do is just enjoy myself. And if that means buying a $17 steak and cheese, or goodness gracious, and this conversation's out getting. Is it chopped cheese? Is it cheese and is it Philly cheese steak? Is it steak and cheese? Whatever it is, I prefer to substitute my steak with chicken anyway. So So right now, yeah, if someone says, yeah, you want a $17 steak and cheese or Philly cheese, whatever, I say, fuck it, I don't give a shit right now. I want to eat a Philly cheese. I want to eat a Philly cheese. I'm not thinking about it. Now, the crazy thing is, when I was at working, if someone would have dared offer me a $17 cheese and steak and cheese, whatever, I'd have been like, what's wrong with you? That's a $12 sandwich. That's an $11 sandwich. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. So, the inflation, just because of the current situation I'm in. And by the way, I got a lot I got to do. I got to write down stuff. I got to reach out to the unemployment office. I got to possibly find a realtor to sell my home. I put a sign outside. I got a couple phone calls. That's the thing. It's like, damn it, here we go. I know I've just said it's not about race and everything, but another black family about to lose their home, lose their family, get divorced, people cheating, people lying, people stealing. And it's just like, gosh, can we not get right? Is there not anything where we can keep property, keep land, keep our marriages, build wealth? It's like it's a constant systematic thing over us. And then that systematic gets into our own heads. So essentially, we don't even have to hold the gun to you anymore. You hold the gun to yourself, so we just got to get this all figured out. So what we're going to go ahead and get ready to do is drop all that, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to get into barf. It's approximately 8:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now the market's not even open. But what we can do is catch up on everything that we need to catch up on and get ready to see if we can work on our technical analysis that we kind of discussed very briefly yesterday. Very briefly. This is not anything that's in depth. I'm pretty sure that there's some super, super, super technical analysis people who can really look at their charts. And I still need to understand candlesticks and wicks to the next level. I still don't understand. So maybe we'll work on that real quick. I can't lie. I am a little drained. I am a little tired. I am truly disgusted. And, even today, my spouse is buying bunch of boxes, and is throwing everything out and is packing everything up and not telling me where, she may be taking the children. And I only have a couple ideas. Either it's with some in-laws or estranged in-laws of mine, or some new guy that she's met, which all this is so inappropriate. It's and I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I've probably done many inappropriate things myself, but this is all inappropriate and unnecessary. This is some unnecessary bullshit. It really is. If we could just be two adults and get our minds right, you know what I'm saying? Get our health right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and grow from this. To an extent, I don't know everything that's going on, But to an extent, I may even be willing to work things out depending on like how far things went, you know. But there's a few things I got to get done. I got to work on the unemployment office, finding a realtor. I lost my pen. A grown man should always keep a pen in his pocket. Let me see. I still get checks. I had a lady send me a check the other day. I helped her out with some events that she was throwing. She was throwing some parties. And she was like, hey, could you just put on like a white shirt, you know, black tie, black pants, black shoes, and work this event for me? And I said, sure, no problem. And look, don't tell her this, which she already knows. All I did was like get drunk the whole party. Yeah, I know. This is why you're failing, Chan. This is why you can't get right. You know, all I did was I just drank and walked around and smiled. And I made sure I kept a smile on my face and just said, hey, do you need anything? And everything was pretty much okay. Everything was pretty much smooth. The bartender, I have to admit, was beautiful. And she was so friendly. And it's so funny. I tell people this all the time. I have this gift. I have a couple of gifts. It depends on how deep I want to go. All right, so I'm just going to start off with just the first things. I think I have a little bit of premonitions. You know, I can kind of see what's happening in the future just a little bit. I think I may be able to speak or see dead people that have passed away. That I'm not getting into that because honestly, I don't even pay attention to those gifts. Honestly, sometimes I wish they would go away. And I need to stop praying on that because one day they may go away. And then I'll be like, oh man, I wish I still had those gifts. But there's a couple other ones. Children for some reason love me. You know what I'm saying? That's one. And then, what was the other one I was going to say? Children, it happens to me all the time. I'll be in the grocery store at my restaurant and kids will just grab onto my leg or sit next to me in the restaurant and just start eating out. And I'm like, yo, this is the craziest thing. There was one more that I wanted to touch on. Give me a second. It'll come back to me. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I appreciate anybody and everybody. I'm really loving the support. I'm realizing I've been getting some support lately. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. But let's go ahead and take a quick break. This is Chairman House of Barf. Yo, what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. Thank you so much to anybody and everybody who decided to come back and kick it with your man at the house. I appreciate it. So, I just remembered. Premonitions, possibly seeing people who have been transitioned. No, actually, I don't think they've transitioned, and I think that's why I can see them. They're trying to figure out where they are. And for some reason, and seriously, I just be ignoring them. I just be like, okay, I think I'm seeing somebody. And it's not like how you think, like, it's not like somebody like, that's like flesh, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like somebody who's like translucent, but you can see that at one point they were human and they're kind of just like it's almost like seeing like just somebody like they're walking in their life. They're just going through their life. And then the premonitions, I'll say, is like it's not like 3 years out, 2 years out, anything like that. It's like 3 days. It's like I'll see something in like a dream, and then 2 or 3 later, as people say, deja vu. Here, 1 second. Somebody's calling and probably try to ruin my life. All right, one moment. This is Chairman. 1 sec. Give me a second. All right. I got to get ready to go. Dad shit. Got to go handle some dad shit. But yeah, I was just gonna say the premonitions. It's just like as people would say, deja vu. It's more so like I can kind of see like this is going to happen, and then 2 or 3 days later it happens. Now, if it doesn't happen in 2 or 3 days, then it's not like it's going to be day 8, 9, 10, and I'm gonna see it. Like pretty much it's over. And then the children. Seriously, it's the funniest thing, and it doesn't matter what race of the child. Like children, for some reason, just they love something about me. To an extent, people in general. I'm not even being boastful. The last gift I think I have is for some reason a gift of people just opening up their stories to me, just for no reason. And I'm not saying that I care or mind. That's not what I'm saying. But for no reason, just open up. And what I was talking about was a party I went to, and I was speaking to the bartender, and they just opened up about, how they're in a 6 month relationship, and they think they really like the guy, and they think they may want to get married to him. Older woman, I think she was even a little bit older than me. She probably was like, I don't know, probably like 39, 40. You know what I'm saying? So she, you get to an extent where it doesn't take long to date somebody before you can kind of understand. And to an extent, it still could be short. But this guy supposedly has not expressed any interest in her. And I was like, sweetheart, you are bad. Like, you're bad. Like, I mean, she was beautiful, kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had that inner beauty that, like, is aura. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes from the inside out. So friendly. Took care of me the whole night. You know what I'm saying? Just wonderful. I was like, yo, you're bad, yo. Trust me. He's interested. Question is, what's going on in your life? You know what I'm saying? Are you married? Do you got kids? All that shit. And, on another note, over the years, men, we haven't even gotten to barf yet. Men will not show their interest in women because they know for some reason with women, as soon as you show your interest, they start navigating towards another path. And you're like, damn, like, I wish I would have never told her that the way I'm feeling about her. And especially if it's early, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's like in the first few months, a guy already kind of knows, but it's like, man, let me just take it slow. You know what I'm saying? No need to rush. Guys can be very much, I like nostalgia. I like the way things are, you know what I'm saying, or the way things were. That's one thing I think I kind of messed up in my relationship was my adjustment. I always was fighting to keep things the same. Like, didn't you love it how we used to do this as a family? Didn't you love it how we used to do this? These were the good days. These were the happy days. And I was always trying to fight towards that. And I guess I never got to the point of adjusting to the new way of life. And it was just, everything just got crazy. But yeah, that's just a strange, that's just, it's not a strange, but it's a blessing to have people just feel like they can open up to me. But I will admit to you, people get mad at me a lot because they're like, Chan, every time I sit down and talk to you, we have drinks and everything. All we ever talk about is me. We never get into your life. And I'm like, listen, my life is my life and your life is my life. Okay. It's like, no, I'm kidding. But we could talk about your life, but let's not get into my life. So that's another reason for barf. Okay. Barf is kind of like, I don't want to say it like that. I was going to say it's like my suicide letter because I don't want anybody thinking like, oh, he's going to commit suicide. What I mean is it's like, there's a lot of questions and things people have always wanted. I tell you, there's a lot of people who want to sit down and talk with me. They're always inquiring or interested in what is Chandler thinking and what is he doing? What is going on with him? And I really don't say a lot. The only time people say that they can get a little bit of meat out of me is if have been drinking. Then they're like, you're a little bit more open then. But then it turns into this whole other thing, but then you become angry and all this other stuff that people get concerned about. But, yeah, so, that's another thing about barf is it's like these notes, these letters that I'm leaving behind. And they don't have to be related to suicide or anything, but essentially it's like my research. It's everything that I'm like laying out. Here it is. You have questions of reasons why I was doing this to certain people or reasons why I do that to certain people. Certain people are going to listen to this podcast differently. There's going to be people who listen to it just as like, hey, this is interesting about this guy who talks about business, accounting, regulation, and finance. And occasionally he goes off in tangents and talks about his personal life and certain things that he's going through. He just testifies. Then there's going to be people who listen to it like, they've always wanted to sit down with Chan and talk. And that's why I really don't have guests or interviews or anything, because I'm like, here it is. And you can agree with it. You can disagree with it. You know how sometimes when people want to ask you a question about why did you do the things that you did? And then as soon as you start talking, I don't know if you experienced this, but I'll experience it. They'll say, oh, you're not taking accountability. Or they'll say, oh, that's not the right way to go about it. You could have did it like this. You should be a grown man and handle situations like this, that, and the third. And that's the reason also for this podcast is it is a conversation. And I want to make it more of a conversation. I got to get my questions and answers and my polls up and popping. But also it is kind of just a look, this is what I was going through and this is the reasons why I did what I did. And kind of, this is what was going on in my situation. And, it may answer some people's questions. And some people may say, man, fuck, I just wish he would have talked to me. Because I've had family members and I've had friends pass away for reasons that were curable if they would have only communicated. And I kind of feel like if somebody listens to this, because honestly, I tell you, I haven't told anybody about this podcast, these conversations that we're having. I've been keeping this to myself, and still a few people are finding out about it. I told you, I've told probably 3 or 4 people. I told one of my homeboys, and I think we had been drinking. Told one of my homeboys, he's from my homeboy from India, who I'm thinking about getting on a separate podcast. That one, maybe 2 heads are better than one. Then at the same time I was telling him, his boy was sitting next to him. So I told them that's 2 people right there. Told my pop, that's 3, and told my 2 little ones. So that's 5 people total that I've told. But still, I think my little ones told my estranged partner, and my estranged partner got pissed the fuck off. And it was like, get a real job, you loser, and blah, blah, this and all that. So there's a few things I got to get done. Unemployment, realtor. There's so much I got to get done. I got some bills that got to get paid. Got to call an attorney, speak to my attorney, try to get this divorce going. There's a lot I got to get done. Got a job hunt. Or I could just go to the office and try to own BARF. The thing about owning BARF is I'm gonna have to start paying $300 a year in taxes. But let me hurry up. I got some dad shit I got to get done. And I'm gonna be back. It's probably gonna be around when market is opening. So again, want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to take time out of their wonderful day to come kick it with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are awesome. I appreciate it so much. So appreciate y'all. Thank God. And be back hopefully by the time market opens. All right. This Chairman, House of Barf. Yo, what's good? It's Chairman, House of Barf was popping. Brand new whip just hopped in. All right, getting back. It's approximately 9:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets. What's popping? I tell y'all, I am in this spiritual warfare. This shit is so prevalent to me. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy because, I had to handle some dad shit. It wasn't nothing important, like some dumbass shit. Like, my children forgot today was swim day at their camp. And I forgot their swimsuits, and they just said, hey, Dad, could you bring us our swimsuits? I said, yeah, no problem. So get to see my children, and I just love them so much. And then seconds later, attorney calls. And it's like, hey, we got to get ready for this meeting. And I'm like, fuck you, fuck off. And I don't feel like talking about that stuff right now. So let's go ahead, hop in here. I'm using this blood pressure monitor as my mic holder. Thing that's going to hold up my mic. I'm going to get everything handled though. I'm not going to, put my head in the sand and act like it's not existing. But, fuck everyone and fuck everyone else that's always trying to pressure me into this bullshit. I'm taking my time and it's going to get done. And fuck all my in-laws and shit that are sitting there talking about, we just want to see her happy. Shut the fuck up. Should be worrying about God's will and everything. But you know what? Y'all want what they want. They're going to get what they want. They want all this to end and be done and sell my house and take my children and fucking find a new boyfriend or husband for my spouse or anything. It's like, you know what? You're going to get all that. It's going to happen. Just give me some time. All right, so let's refresh. Let's go to CNBC. I'm going to CNBC.com. And right now, Dow Jones flat, S&P 500 flat. What I mean by flat, Dow Jones down approximately 0.01%. S&P down approximately 0.08%. NASDAQ, one thing I'm realizing about the NASDAQ is it's having its own, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know the exact words, but it's behaving in a way that's not behaving in the same way as the Dow Jones and S&P 500. I've noticed that probably for about, I don't know, let's say like a year now. It's been some time I've noticed this. Russell 2K is up approximately 0.28%. So markets look pretty good. Let me go and see what they talking about. Okay, they're on commercial break. Okay, so currently right now, made a trade into Taiwan Semiconductor, purchased it at approximately $97.96. Anticipating that it may have some pop based on character moves. Currently right now, trading at $99.70. I don't have my notes of what I expected it to pop to. Let me see if I can find it. I think I expected it to pop to 102.61. So again, with day trades, so that's about $3 more. That's about per share, $4 more. About $3 more per share. And the goal is to reach that. You know what I'm saying? But if we didn't reach it and we're up on the thing, then it may just be go ahead in time to get ready to close this closing order. I'll probably put the order. What is it trading at? 99. Right now it's at $99.72. I'll put it at $99.73, and I'll go ahead and put that order in. I'm putting the sell limit. Wait, slobs over bliss. So I'm putting a sell limit. So that's supposed to go over market price, if I'm correct. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And it's sold at $99.73. So Taiwan Semiconductor is over. All right. Right now, currently Foot Locker, currently trading at I thought $24.90 was a good price. Ended up getting in, and again, we're just going to say all these trades are simulated. Let's not really get into what's live on it. Let's just analyze the trades, only more so because I do have to really worry about the safety of myself and my family. For every day that, a genius is born, a sucker is born. And, I don't want, we have to think, like in economics, we have to think on a macro level, and we also have to think on a micro level. And right now with BARF, this is me thinking macroly. I'm thinking about the well-being of everyone. So I do have to take a micro approach and also think, because sometimes I can be very like, oh, everything will be okay and good to go. And the next thing you know, I have somebody that's like, yo, we heard you just made this trade, and they'll try to hack into my account or whatever, So to avoid all that, we're just going to go ahead and say every trade is simulated. Okay. So we're just doing simulated trades. All right. So Foot Locker trading at $25.72. Let's kind of use our technical analysis and, let's kind of analyze Foot Locker real quick and kind of see. Now, I'm saying that they're at some lows. So, how much lower can it go? Currently, it's trading at $25.33. I said I think I can see it going down about $24.90, and then from now up until probably September of next year, let's take some time. We're gonna get ready to analyze Foot Locker and just see what we think could possibly happen. Let's real quick on another note, want to do something real quick. Look at a few other trades. Give me just one moment. Yo. Thank you so much to everybody who decided to take time out of their wonderful day to come kick it with your man, Chan, man. I appreciate it. My bad. I didn't mean to cut that last one off, but I said, screw it. It accidentally cut it off. I just said, I'll just make it another segment. Just a couple other trades that I wanted to analyze. So, Camden Property Trust, CPT. I let the contract that I sold 5 again, simulated trades. This is not advice. Do your research, okay? But I am trying to just talk. So these are, what I mean by simulated, just paper trades. We're just going to be analyzing these trades and seeing what we can do, okay? So Camden, I sold 5 calls. I shorted 5 calls. And I did a 1 day, because I think it was just like 1 or 2 days, because I wanted to just kind of see what happens at expiration. So at expiration, if I'm correct, I had losses. I can't remember how much it was in losses that I had, but I had losses. So I got assigned to be the seller to have to write these contracts up, or whatever. And what it did was it shorted 500 shares of Camden at trade price, the strike price, 110. That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. So right now I'm only down like $1,300, $1,370. Again, just simulate it. So that today's made about $45. So that's amazing. I'm so glad to see that's what happens at expiration. So there's one more thing I would like to practice on is rolling orders and kind of see how that works, a rolling order strategy. So what I'm going to go ahead and do with that Camden, now that I see that's what happens, I'm going to go ahead and create that closing order. And I'm just going to buy, I can't remember how much I was down though. That's kind of frustrating. Let me see if I can find out. If I can go to my filled orders, let me see. All right, I'll take a look at that. Where do I go to see the previous orders? Because I would like to see if it's possible to see what I was down prior to when I purchased all the shares. I can't remember. So trading the Camden, bought it at 110. Currently, right now, it's at 112. So we can analyze all these trades. Real quick off topic. I was talking to my peoples, and they were like, "Hey, look, you got to get your mind right, because it's kind of like that story by Dave Chappelle about the baboon that was holding the ball of salt." These are some ways that people do hunting and other areas when they hunt baboons. No, they actually weren't hunting baboons. They were they probably were hunting the baboon, as well as they were seeking water. They were hunting water. And so they built like let me see. I'll let Dave Chappelle. Let me see if I can find it so Dave Chappelle can say it, because he could say it better than I can. Dave Chappelle. Shout out to his peoples, out here from the DMV area. I believe his mother is a professor, if I'm correct. Don't quote me, though. All right, let's see if Dave Chappelle can talk about baboons.
So much bigger than money.
I know it was bigger than money. But you know what? I watched one of these nature shows one time, and they were talking about how a bushman finds water when it's scarce. And they do what's called a salt trap. I didn't know this. Apparently baboons love salt.
Okay.
So they put a lump of salt in a hole, and they wait for the baboon. The baboon comes, sticks his hand in the hole, grabs the salt makes his hand bigger, and he's trapped. He can't get his hand out. Now, if he's smart, all he does is let go of the salt. Baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt. Then the bushman just comes, takes the baboon, throws him in the cage, and gives him all the salt he wants. And then the baboon gets thirsty. The bushman lets him out the cage. The first place the baboon runs to is water. Bushman follows him, and they both drink to their fill. And in that analogy, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go of the salt.
Isn't that a great analogy?
All right, so I was talking to my people, and they were saying, Chan, like, sometimes it's very possible that God's trying to get you to, I've said this before, we've talked about this, get you to go somewhere, but you keep trying to hold on to what you have right now. You're like, no, I want to hold on to it. Sometimes it may just be best to sometimes just let things go. And I know I've said, fuck everyone who's trying to break everything up and everything, because it's a blower. It's blowing me. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and just going to try to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And just be blessed. Because, like, the shit, like, it takes over your brain, you know what I'm saying, your body, and you can't even really think. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you're surrounded around it. You kind of, like, end up being, like, one of those, like, I guess, like, if you think about shows, like, I can't even remember them all. But those investigative shows where they get obsessed with, like, a crime, and they have, like, in their bedroom, they have, like, a wall full of, like, you know, all of the locations and people that are associated, and people are like, yo, I think it's time that you give this up. And they're like, no, I'm not giving it up. I guess sometimes I can get on that, and I got to really work on that. But, all right, Camden, I'm going to go ahead and create this closing order. Now, there's different strategies that I would like to practice, because, like, what if I just go ahead and buy, like, a few calls? Like, let's say I bought 10 calls, and, you know, it's doing well, so then I don't have to really sell my position short. But we're going to work on those strategies later. Right now, I'm going to just go ahead and create a closing order and just take, you know, right now I'm down, it went up another $1, so I'm down about $1,500. I'm just going to go ahead and buy 500 at market. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. And I'm really about to get ready to reset all these positions. Just close out all these positions. Because I got a take two June 21st, 2024. So I have plenty of time. I got 332 days on that one. I'm down about $3,000 on it. You know, I could really just hold on to it. And then I got another Boeing, September 15th, 2023. The take two is at strike price 150. Currently, take two is trading at, why doesn't the, oh, okay, there it is. It's trading at 149.74. So that's why I'm down on that one. And then I bought the Boeing September 15th, 2023, 230. Currently right now is trading at 211. So I'm down big on that one. I bought the contract at $5.85 and currently is trading at approximately $3. So I'm down about $5,700 on that. So I'm going to get ready to, we're going to get ready to close out these orders, and we're going to kind of just start off with a fresh start. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to write down CPT because we can analyze it and try to start fresh. Take two, analyze it, and Boeing, we can write it down, analyze it. And then what was the other one that I wanted to? Foot Locker. And then we can go ahead and analyze Foot Locker as well. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I want to thank everybody who decided to stop by and kick it with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. And we're going to try to get some trades in. All right. Thank you all. Thank God, everybody. This is Chairman House of Barf. Yo. What's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. Man, it just sometimes, right now it's approximately about 10:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes, seriously, I just, have brain fart moments. Let me see what they're talking about.
Summer. Countdown is on. Send it back to you.
2024 shows off torch design for next Olympic Paralympic Games.
CNBC's out with its latest Fed survey.
Okay.
This is the Fed kicks off a 2-day policy meeting. Steve Leisman joins us with the takeaways from that survey. Steve.
Okay.
Hey, David, it's some interesting results. The probability of a recession next year jumping below 50%. That's for the first time in a year as respondents to the survey begin to think about the real chance of a soft landing for the U.S. economy. So how are stocks priced? If there is a soft landing, well, overpriced according to this group. 7% say significantly so. 40% say somewhat. Just, 30% there believe that they are correct.
Okay, they're talking about the Fed meeting for 2 days. So I think the Feds will present what they're going to do on the 27th. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. Okay, so just a couple things. I just wanted to look at the market, just kind of see what's going on. So let me just pull up some of my tools that I use. Let's get this stuff started. All right, getting things pulled up. Looking at percentage losers. Again, I'm going to be working on making some long bullish trades. Essentially, we're going to be studying downward trends that may be reversing. So we're going to be trying to get into all that. I know this is really hard considering that there's not a camera so that you could actually see the trades. But again, this is all about us trying to figure this all out together, but also just having a good time. Eventually, if things start popping off, currently even right now, I saw somebody was just watching an episode or something. I was like, Wow. Okay, cool. So I'm looking at some of these big percentage losers. We're also still going to be doing other trades, but I'm going to be trying to do, because this is for a few reasons, but one thing that's pretty decent, right, is most people are going to get approved to trade long bullish trades, such as just buying the stock long. So it may be beneficial to do this as well as, oh, excuse me. It may be beneficial to do this as well as work on the other options trades as well. And then essentially also start working on getting towards bond trades, futures trades, and working on those. I haven't even got to those yet. All right, so I'm looking at some of the percentage losers today. Now I'm going to go to percentage gainers, considering that, if we can, oh my gosh, what the hell? Some company, Carmel Therapeutic, I'm sorry, ABVC Biopharm. Just, let me see. What do they went up. They're doing a 1-for-10 stock reversal. They're failing to meet NASDAQ's listing requirements. But at open today, yesterday's close, it was 39 cents. And currently right now, it's at $3.90. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Wow. I wonder, did anybody see that coming? They're talking about this is a 900% increase. What is that? So what is that? Let me see. 900 times 0.001. I can't even. I totally forgot basis points. I've kind of even given it up, but I'll get back to it. Wow. So I'm not fooling with that. If I would have caught it, okay. So yeah, even today it opened up at $4.20. So you would have had to had some information that was going to happen. That is crazy. All right, so forget that. But we can look at the big gainers, like for example, if that thing opened up at 40 cents, 50 cents, and it was just continuing to grow, then we could try to hop in and see if we could make a quick few dollars. We got another company, Aurora Acquisitions. They're up approximately 94%. Oh my gosh, what is going on today? On Cocoteat Corp. I'm sorry, the ABVC Biopharm, ticker symbol ABVC. The Aurora Company, or Aurora Acquisitions, ticker symbol AURC. And I'm looking at this other one, Onconti Corp status. Oh, it's deficient. Oh, sorry. Ticker symbol OCX. Now, oh my gosh. OCX closed at 19 cents and opened up at $4. Wow. That is tremendous. I'm like, oh, did they do a stock reversal? 1 for 20? Oh, I think. Don't quote me. If you only knew. If you only knew. 2,000%. Let me see. If I just do it $100. $100 times 2,000%. It's $20. But still, you have liquidity issues and all that you got to worry about. That shit's crazy. So, I'm not really going to go there. Those look like that. That's probably what they're going to do on the day. But, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'll write those ticker symbols down. And we'll just see if they're even worth messing around with. What was it? OCX. And I'll look at AURC. All right. So, those are some big movers. Again, I'm just looking around, just trying to find something. The losses today are not as crazy you'd think. They're like between, I would say, the big movers though. 17% to about, I see a 70% in there. Let's see this. Ticker symbol HGEN. Deficient issuers failed to meet NASDAQ continued requirements. That's why when NASDAQ's doing so good today, they're getting rid of all their bums. This is down about 72%. I'm going to write this ticker symbol down. And I just write down the ticker symbols real quick just to get a list of ticker symbols. And then what we can do is we can go back and then we can go back and then kind of just review them to do our analysis of what we think may be some good buys. Again, to go long. Then we'll also probably put in some margin trades. We'll get this all figured out. Let me see if I have any other ticker symbols written down. Still had that Elm Properties written down. MAA, CPT, got CPT already written down. And BOWFF. And I'm not sure. AVB. Okay. Just writing down a few. We're still looking around. Let's go to CNBC, see what they're talking about. They sometimes,
is declining or will decline later this century. It's going to be transformative.
Okay, they're talking about how the Dow is trading 12 positive for 12 days in a row. All right, fantastic. So again, just looking around, just trying to find, a couple tickers to just look at. Again, these aren't, as I stated, these aren't your girlfriends, these aren't your babies. These are just ticker symbols we're looking up. We do a quick research about what the company does, kind of compared, and we didn't even go into fundamental analysis. We can do that, kind of comparing what their business, is doing compared to the industry. And then we make some decisions on just some technical analysis. Now, trust me, one day we will have our babies, our wives, that we will hold on long term to. Like, even right now I'm down on Foot Locker. Got it around, let me see, around, $25.46. And currently Foot Locker is trading at $25.47. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Let me see. I didn't even know that. Let me check something real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Right, no. Right? Sometimes these things be delayed. They're delayed by about 20 minutes sometimes. So, let me see. No. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, I'm a little confused. Okay, I got it. I got it around $25.72, 73 cents. And currently right now it's at $25.45. Okay, so yeah, I'm down approximately about 1%. Okay, so being down 1%, we have a choice. We can just get out of it, take a look at it. Or we can start looking at some charts and technical analysis and just kind of see what's going on. So before we do that, I want to go to the market overview and I want to look at some of these big losers to see if there's any companies in there that, it may be, beneficial to see if they'll change. What's this TARS? TARS is down approximately, stop it. Gosh darn it. Sorry. All right. TARS is down about 23%. It's TARS Pharmaceutical Inc., ticker symbol TARS. So TARS is trading around $18.42. I'm going to go ahead and write them down. They could be a company that we could take a look into. Let's see some other companies. We got the HGEN, the Humagen Inc. They're down approximately about 72%. Let's see if there's anything else that's worth noting. Bellafron Therapeutics down approximately about 40%. I'll write them down. Ticker symbol BLPH. I try to look up as many ticker symbols as I can find, because sometimes you can go through them and they just all are trash. And not saying that they're all trash, but they're about to get delisted. SEC's about to look into them. Just various things that could go on. There's no hope for them. Looks like ON Semiconductor Corp is getting a positive rating from Susquehanna. So I'll go ahead and write down that ticker symbol. Is ticker symbol ON. All right, we have Infixin merging with XTI Aircraft. So we'll take a look at that. I'm just writing down just tickers. This is how I do it. DraftKings. All right, DraftKings trading higher after TD Cowen maintained an outperform rating. Okay, we'll go ahead and write that down. Ticker symbol DKNG, DraftKings. All right, Datadog. Oh my gosh, no way. 115. I think I saw this thing at like 90. Let me see. Oh man. Let me pull up Datadog real quick. I saw this about 6 months ago. Let me go back a year. It could have been even probably about a year. Wow. That was $70 in April of 2023. I definitely knew about then. Let me see what I said about Datadog. See, this is why you don't want to take advice from me. Let me see. Datadog. I'm trying to see when I find out about this. I'm seeing if I have any notes. Just real quick, what's the ticker symbol? DDOG. DDOG. Okay, so let me tell you when I was talking about DDOG. September of 2021. And let's see what it was at September 2021. September 2021. It was about it was about 130. Let me see. Yeah, so it was at 115. Okay, yeah. So it's come down substantially. Damn, it came all the way down to like $60. Shit. Okay, we'll take a look at it, see what we think. Damn it. I could have got that around like $80-$90 if I would have been paying attention. DD OG. Okay. Let me see. I want to see. Yeah, I seen it was about 140. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at. Yeah, I had it in my notes from 2021. So we'll take a look at that. Let's see if there's anything else that's kind of just being discussed. So, I'm trying to think. You're kind of just going down the process of, how I'm just trying to find random ones. And then let's go to our Investor Hub. There's so many of these, but I'm just getting back into it. I used to have a list of these. Just bullshit, terrible. I don't even know what these are called. Websites that, like what kind of websites? Not that's called a website, but like, I don't know. They're just like chat boxes or whatever you want to call them. Just awful way to do your investing. All right, let's. Looks like Bitcoin's down to about 29K. Okay. I kind of like to just go to like the conversations, like let me see. There's a goodness. Let me see if there's a conversation about breakouts, like GBT Technologies, ticker symbol GTCH. There's a bunch of people talking about that. Let me see what else people are talking about. See, there's a bunch of companies that people are talking about on here. NSAV Holding Inc., Humagen Inc. Oh, we just wrote that down. So, Nexus Energy, DD Support Board Reach. Is that a ticker? I'm not sure if this is a ticker. But Strategic Asset Leasing, Digital. There's a bunch. Cannabis Swiss, Marker Therapeutics, Solar Integrated Roofing. There's so many. There's so many that people are talking about. I kind of just listened to some of the conversations. Use my technical analysis. I guess you would call them news board sites. I'm not sure what these websites are called. And just listen to people, just kind of how they talk. Sometimes, because what you can have is, again, I always talk about how we're just guppies in a Shark Tank, and I'm not trying to be like mean or condescending or anything. But sometimes what you have is an individual. I learned about this trick way back in the 90s when I really didn't know anything about stock markets, but I heard about this kid that made a lot of money in the 90s. And what he did was he sent out a bunch of emails to people saying, hey, I just invested in this stock. At the time, I'm not sure if it's okay now, but at the time, it was technically legal. There's nothing wrong with sending an email to a bunch of people just saying, hey, I invested in this stock. So he got a bunch of individuals to invest in the stock, and eventually he went ahead and pulled out and made himself a lot of money. So with these websites, you could have somebody who's got access to a lot of computers and media streams, put some, has a bunch of ghost accounts, as I hear people refer to, and they just tell people like, hey, I'm investing in this. And then people could say, why are you investing? And they say, I'm bullish, but really they're just setting you up. So I just try to like look around at the boards, see what's pissing people off, and what's making people happy. And just kind of check out the tickers and then see if it's possible, based on technical analysis, a way to make a couple dollars. So this stuff does get tiring. We've already been talking for about 20 minutes and we haven't done anything. Let's just see real quick. So let's look at some of these conversations. So right now, one conversation that's really big on these, I'm gonna pick out a few. One that's really big that they're really conversating heavy today is BB Stock Haven. Let me see what this is. Okay, so that's not a ticker. It's a room. It's BB's Stock Haven. So let's see what people are talking about. RWGI. We are also busy with manufacturing, pain relief. So I'm gonna write down RWGI. See what they're about. SHMN. Shom Inc. announces closures of financial funding. So they're saying that's good news. It's HMN. This is just a room. They're not talking about a particular. MagCoodles, a gym in multi-billion men's health, MGRX. That's a ticker symbol. And don't call me. So a ticker symbol is a way for you to look up a company in the stock market. What I'm saying. Don't quote me on that. We'll look up the actual definition. Preparing a proposal, UAMM. I'll just write that down. And yes, I have to go through these, and you got to be very strategic in your picking. There's a lot. People are going in. This is a lot of conversating going on. Let me go to another room where there's a lot of conversating going on. Okay, this is Momo's. board, Momo's breakout board. They're talking about SHMN as well. I'm gonna put a little star by SHMN. Seems like to be something people are talking about. MGRX. Okay, again, coming up, MGRX. UAMM. Okay, so here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Hemp. You know what? I traded hemp 7 years ago. I didn't even know that thing was still around. Okay, I'm just going to write down a few more tickers that I'm seeing. NUGN HWAL. I'm going to write down hemp just to take a look at the cannabis industry. It's been a while for me. ECGR. And then, let's see if there's anything else. People are really pumping some stuff. MGRX, they're really pumping it. All right, so we got that, and I'm really cautious about leaving those up because I feel like they're going to spam my computer because they're just terrible websites. What kind of website is a message board site? I guess as people want to call it. So what I'm gonna type in is message board sites for stocks. Message board sites for stocks. And I'm just going to read off a few of these. They brought up TradeStation. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the gunk. Investor Hub, Penny Stock Forum. Yeah, so I want to write some of these down because I'm gonna start Stonk Forum. All right, I'm gonna keep some of these up because I want to go through them. These are the god awful websites that you're just like, oh, how do people get caught up in this? And then look at me thinking, oh, I'm so much better and I'll be fine. But goodness, man, people really get. The thing that's really dangerous about these sites is people make friends on these sites. Like, I'm not going to be like making friends. If I make friends, it's going to be very, very hard for me to make a friend. Like, very hard. Like, almost damn near impossible. It's going to be one of those things where, like, don't ask me for nothing, I won't ask you. And maybe we just talk. But I'm very cautious about making friends. Because what happens is you'll run into a scam artist. Someone who's like, yeah, I'm a trader for such and such company. I've been trading since, the .com era, and I've never lost, right? And then you have somebody who's like, oh, great. My husband just died, or my wife just died, and I know nothing about investing, and I know I should be investing. And they're like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And one thing is, look them up on BrokerCheck. What is it? BrokerCheck.finra.org or something? Look them up. Look up what they're talking about. Call the company that they work for and say, hey, I just met this financial advisor and they're saying that they work with y'all and just want to make sure that that's true. And then they'll verify it, and then they'll go ahead and do a little investigation to let people know, like, hey, there's some individual out there named such and such saying that they work for us. Please do not engage in this. Or they're using the name of a real representative. We really do have someone here that's by that name. So just please do your research. So, and then people, what they'll do is they'll start investing. And then what will happen is they'll say something like, hey, just go ahead and send $10,000 to this random account with, some cryptocurrency or whatever, and we'll get you started investing. As soon as you send the $10,000, they may send you some information back, some screenshots of your trades. And then they'll ask for another $10,000, another $10,000, and up until the point where you're like, okay, I'm not sending any more money. As soon as you say I'm not sending any more money, guess what's going to happen to that conversation? It's going to be completely over and done. Adios, sayonara. The conversation just went to kaput. So I'm more of like, I'm just kind of like standing in the outlier. You know what I'm saying? I kind of stand off to the outside and just see what people are pumping and what they're dumping and whatnot. And I don't like using that term because there is a pump and dump scheme. What's going on? Raynar is doing something. Raven James says it's a strong buy. Okay. All right. So we may have a bullish move right there. Okay, Raynar Holding Inc. Ticker symbol RYAAY. RYAAY. Fantastic. Let's see what else. Is there anything else moving today? Anything that's just crazy. Just crazy. Oh my gosh. Man, there's some crazy ones. All right, so GE's trading higher. Company reported better than expected earnings. Datadog, we just talked about them. NXP Semiconductors, did I write them down already? I have probably I'm coming up on 30, 40 ticker symbols. Okay, Packaging Corporation trading higher. Better expected. Oh, okay, I'll write them down. PKG. All right, we got 3M. How are y'all doing? Y'all are always doing great. Don't quote me on that. Sherwin-Williams trading higher. Had great quarter two. TSM trading higher. The chip we just sold it. It's at $99.55. Great. I see it going up to about 102.50, 102.55. But I went ahead and pulled out Meta. What's going on with Meta? I haven't traded Meta in a minute. I haven't traded Meta since it was Facebook, FB. All right, Nvidia trading higher for 49.58, doing well. Okay, great job. GM. Let's write down GM. See what they got going on. Dover shares trading lower. Okay, we'll take a look at it. It's $145. Spotify trading lower. Reported, I'm assuming the quarter two earnings weren't well. iRobot trading lower. RTX, Raytheon shares trading lower. Bell Thornton Therapeutics trading lower. All right. That's a lot. Let me see earnings. Let's see who's reporting earnings. Microsoft's reporting earnings. Google. What's that? Visa. Let me make sure. Yeah, Visa. That's just DH. Danyar Corporation. DHR. They're down about 13%. Verizon, GE. Okay, so those are cool. IPOs. We got any IPOs? Today, we got a company, ticker symbol ELWS. I don't know what that is. I'll just write it down, see. It looks like they're supposed to go public today. I'm not sure. We got FTEL, ticker symbol FTEL, going on the 28th. Yeah, so we got a few coming out. These are really good because they look like they're about to just be like $4 or $5. So I'm going to write these down. ELWS. FTEL, J. These are IPOs. JNVR, KVACU. I wrote down a few other IPOs the other day. I can't find them. PXDT, SRM, SRFM, and WRNT. Those are ticker symbols. And let's look at some ratings. Bullish, CWH. Some analysts are bullish on that one. SBSNF. SBSNF. Looks like Goldman Sachs is bullish on them. And VRCA. Now, I'm just writing down ticker symbols. Dead ass. Needham is bullish on ticker symbol VRCA. All right. And it looks like it was North Coast who was bullish on the CW Camping World Holding. Okay, so I got a bunch of let's see, economics. Is there anything crazy? Splits. We got a couple splits coming up. Okay, so I can work on that. Okay, so with the splits, if it's 1 for 10, so if you hold one stock, you can get 10 shares, and then reversal. If it's like 10 for 1, if you have 10 shares, you're going to get one stock and they're going to buy your other stocks back. So, I see a 1 for 25 in KPLT. Let me see what that is. That's Catapult Holdings. So we'll take a look at that. See a couple reversals. I'm not sure which increases the stock price and which one lowers it. But I see a reversal of 3 for 2. Let me see. Let me go to, that's another 3 for 2 in Aon. There's a 5 for 1 EXL, Exo Service Holdings. Okay. So we're going to take a quick break here real quick. I just want to ask a quick question. Do stock splits increase the stock? Oh, crap.
According to Investopedia, stock splits are generally done when the stock price of a company has risen so high that it might become an impediment to new investors. Therefore, a split is often the result of growth or the prospects of future growth, and it's a positive signal.
So do reverse stock splits rise or drop the price?
According to NerdWallet, reverse stock splits occur when a publicly traded company deliberately divides the number of shares investors are holding by a certain amount, which causes the company's stock price to increase accordingly.
Okay. So do stock splits raise the company's stock price or lower it?
According to Investopedia, in a stock split the number of outstanding shares increases and the price per share decreases proportionately, while the market capitalization and the value of the company do not change.
Okay, so I may just start looking for some reverse stock splits just to, as a day trade. We're gonna be doing a few trades. We're gonna try to get started. All right, I'm about to get ready to on this take two. I'm down 10%. So we're gonna get ready to close that order. I'll just close it at market. And then Boeing, I'm down about 40%. Go ahead and create that closing order. All right, got rid of those. It's crazy because, after all that, even after all the money I lost, I still came out on top. There's some crazy shit going on with my investing. It's getting a little bit better. Your Ethereum looks to be down to about 1,800. I saw it the other day. It hit like 2K. The Dow's up approximately 0.01%. I'll let CNBC talk about. Oh, they went to commercial. All right, so I got like 30, 40 ticker symbols. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna just roll through them, and we're just gonna see what happens. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by Kick with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. This is Chairman House of Barf. Yo, let's get this Chairman House of Barf. All right, let's get it. So we got a bunch of ticker symbols. You know what I'm saying? That, seriously, I don't know. I was just writing them down, about 30. And seriously, you got to do this every day. And you may want to circle a couple that you may want to keep, going on long term. But again, these are just, trades that I just want to make. So right now, it's a great time to do research, in my humble opinion. The great trades go on probably between, in my personal opinion, from experience, I'm not saying it's true, probably from like 9:30 to 11. Midday is probably a little bit flat, you know what I'm saying? Great time to do research, and then you can get a lot of activity probably at the end of the day between like 2:30 and 4. So I'm going to use this time to do some research. Eventually, I'm probably going to get up and go get some lunch. But let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to start with Foot Locker. So I'm going to pull up Foot Locker, and we're just going to take a look to see, okay. So, for example, right now on Foot Locker, I made a small investment into it, and again, these are, just simulated trades, okay? About 1.3%. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the investment down approximately about 1.3%. Let me give me a bev. I'm a little thirsty. Give me 1 second. All right. Got some orange juice. Nice and cold. All right. Let's just pull it up. Let's see. I wrote some notes down on Foot Locker before where I could see it going. It's a little bit hard to look at Foot Locker considering that it's had some substantial days where it went down. See, I got ticker symbols everywhere. Netcash Technologies, been meaning to look up on them. Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, been meaning to look them up. Utilities, been meaning to look them up. Goodness, I got so many tickers written down, and that's what I like. I like to The thing that hurts though is when I finally look them up and I'm like, oh shit, I never looked into this company. And I look them up, I'm like, oh, and then they have a day they popped 900%. And I'm like, shit. All right, CPT. I'm sorry, Foot Locker. We're gonna start with Foot Locker. All right, so I'm just going to go to its chart. And Foot Locker, I'm seeing something. What am I looking at? I'm looking at the, what chart am I? I'm looking at the 10-year chart. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go to the 1 year. Okay. Let me go a little bit more. I'm going to go to, I want to look at this 1 year real quick. And then let me go back to that 10-year. Yeah, they're at here, let me see. They're at some extreme lows for itself. Let me go to the 20-year. And there's not prices like these since, I mean, they did reach this around 2020. There could be reasons for that. We could say the retail sales were down, a bunch of stores being closed down for COVID, prior to COVID. So they did reach, $18 back in COVID. But they didn't reach that. Prior to that, they haven't seen these type of prices since 2011. Majority of the time, if I had to say where it kind of rests at, I would say it kind of shows support levels around $34, $35. And I see that in the last 20, I'm looking at 20 years. I see it has reached points of 70, 60. So it's kind of on a downward trend. If we look at the lines, it's a downward trend. I don't know what the peak and the troughs. So for example, the peaks since 2017 have been slowly but gradually going down. And the troughs have slowly but surely been getting larger, or they're getting lower and lower. So in that case, I can see Foot Locker getting ready to drop down, probably back down to its $18. I can't see my notes. I think I wrote like $24.90 or something, but based off of doing a little bit of trend analysis, I'm thinking that we're gonna watch it drop. We could possibly look at like 1750. Let's say like between here. Let me get my pen out. So just looking at Foot Locker, I'm not saying that it's not going to go up. I could see it going back up to about, let's say like $45. I can see it going back up to probably about, just based off of charting, just looking at the chart, probably about, let me see. Give me 1 second. Kind of trying to do my analysis, my assessment. I'm going to say somewhere between, I'm going to say peak around $44.90 and $49.90. And that's based off of looking at his trend. So the previous peak, I see it was at like $76. Then it dropped down to about $28. Then it increased back up to about $68 and then dropped back down to about $17, $18. Then it increased again to about $66, dropped down again. So we there was a slight increase. The last trawl was not as deep as the previous one. So the last trawl went down to about $33, and the one before that went down to about $17. So there was a reversal, but I'm still looking at the mere fact that I'm thinking that we could see another, it could be a reversal, but another trawl that's going to go down to about the $17, $18 level. Right now, currently, Foot Locker's trading at about $25.38. So I think, of course, you could either short, buy a put, a long put, or, sell a call. And I would say the drop, because I also, sometimes I can talk myself into confusion. The drop, I think, would be somewhere between I'm sorry, give me a second. Probably somewhere between give me just 1 second. Here, 1 moment. Okay, I'm just looking at this, and as far as the drop, I'm thinking about $18. I'm thinking about like 18. I'm gonna start with 18.05. Maybe, okay, I'm gonna say probably between 18.05 and like 24.90 is what I think the trawl will be at. And then again, the peaks, I think once it hits like $18, $24, whatever, I think we're going to see an increase to probably about 40, and it's probably going to go down that route. Let me just take a look at the last 10 days, just kind of zoom in, just kind of see what it's doing the last 10 days. In the last month, let me see, last 10 days. Give me 1 second. Kind of trying to analyze this. Yeah, based on what I'm looking at, yeah, I think we're gonna see it. We're probably gonna see it drop a little bit more. So, as far as the trade that I made, I'm already down 1.2%. It may not be super beneficial to sell it right now. I got it at a pretty decent price. I got it in between the trawl and the peak. I got it at about I traded it at about $25.72. So I don't think it's necessary because I do see peaks. I'm thinking peaks somewhere between about let's just say $45 and $50. I mean, you want to be more specific than that when you're trading. Taiwan Semiconductors at 100. That's pretty cool because I thought it was going to get up to about 102. So that's really cool. I went ahead and sold the shares that I purchased. So Foot Locker, I'm really thinking that as a day trade, this one's going to drop just a little bit more. Let me see the probability that it will hit. I'm gonna go to the probability chart, and this is just Foot Locker, and I still got several other tickers to go. Foot Locker alone, I want to see what's the probability that we'll see. Let's say like September. We're already about to be in August, so let's say like September 15th. Shit, I just thought of some bills I gotta pay. That it'll be at like $18. If I'm looking at this chart correct, there's going to be an 88% chance that it'll be above $18. Let's see about $24.90. So $24.90, that's about 50-50. It's about a 50% chance it could be below, about 50% chance it could be above. So Foot Locker, I'm thinking it's going to drop some more. My personal opinion, I think we're going to see it drop below $24.90, and I even think we could possibly, let me see if there's anything that I may have overlooked on the fundamentals. So after you do all this research, and I'm serious, I'm kind of like to an extent where I'm like, you know what, I may not even want to fool with it. May possibly want to see if I can get it for lower. But after doing all that, you kind of like, okay, well, let's put our analysis to the test. And, you know, even before I go around looking at these other tickers, it's kind of like, yo, do you want to just put it to the test? Let's just go ahead and get ready to put it to the test real quick. We'll just do a quick simulated trade on it. What I'm going to do is give me just one moment. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to put in this Foot Locker trade and see how we can do. All right, thank you so much for anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick it with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. This is Chairman House of Barf. Okay, so, yo, what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. So one thing that I like to do is not just hop on the first thing I did research about, but for the sake of entertainment purposes, I guess, we just did a bunch of research on Foot Locker. We do have a long position that we've put together, but let's go ahead. I can't really see Foot Locker popping tomorrow. I don't see it popping until at least September 2024. Considering we got to give time to, I believe her name is Mary Dillon, to even get started. You know what I'm saying? She's going to come in September, and then, you know, I know immediately she's going to want to make some changes. I don't know her very well. I don't follow her, but I know immediately she's going to want to come in and make some changes. If I had to guess, first thing she's going to do is pull up a stat sheet. I don't know what the stat sheet is going to be about. She's going to bring in some of her best data analytic people. They're going to come in and say, well, one thing we've noticed is, let me see what CNBC, let me see what TD Ameritrade's talking about. Okay, they're on commercial as well. And let me see what CNBC is talking about. Salesforce. Okay. So, you know, she's going to need some time. You know, because as soon as she comes in, I know she's fantastic at what she does. But, you know, she's going to need some time, you know, to be able to just get everything in order. Her data analytics team is going to come in. They're going to immediately, if I had to guess, I don't know what CEOs do. I know for the most part, if I had to guess, their job is probably networking and just, you know, making sure that, hey, NFL, would you be willing for, you know, to sponsor us, or can we advertise on Thursday night games? You know, I'm not sure what they do, but I'm pretty sure they're the ones on the yachts, drinking champagne, networking, making deals, but they have a great team around them, individuals that say, hey, you know, based on our data analytics, this is what it typically says to us when things like this go on. And immediately, if I had to guess, they're going to try to trim fat, cut staff, you know, the Elon Musk way of doing things. And it's going to take some time because after you watch a bunch of your buddies get slaughtered, it's kind of hard mentally to get back to work. You're going to try your best, and it's going to take a little while. But then you're going to be able to get back to work. You may have to get rid of a lot of the old people, not saying old in age, but some of the people who are stunned by and may try to commit a coup or something. Seriously, CEOs' roles only last approximately about 5 years. They don't last long. There may be some CEOs that last a lot longer than that on average. They don't last very long. They get better opportunities for, you know, more pay and everything. But, you know, you got people in there that are like, nah, man, fuck that person. So let's just try to see if we can put our expertise to work real quick. We just did all that research. And we essentially said, let me see So I say September 2024 before we actually see any fluctuation. I'll go, because there's not a September 2024 options chain. I'll go, let's go, I guess we could do June 2024. I think that's a bit much. Yeah, we'll do June. All right. And that will give us plenty of time. Because also when I think the stock is going to come down to 2490, between 1805 and 2490, I do think there's going to be an increase and then probably another decrease. And then probably that's going to be around June 2024 when we're going to see the reversal in the trend and it going up. That's going to be about the time. Let's give Mary Dillon about 6 months. So we give her, what's now, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. So I'm not giving her 6 months. I'm going to say closer to a year. January, February, March, April, May, June. So, yeah, we're going to say, let's say January, February. I don't think we need to go all the way out to June. Let's just try to shoot for February 2024. That should give her plenty of time to incorporate her regime, the things that she wants to incorporate in retail, what she brought over her skills and team that she brought over from Ultra Beauty. That's all going to take some time. It's all going to take time to get things switched around. I mean, you really got to give somebody like a year. But just for trading purposes, I'm not going to go all the way out to June. I'm just going to go to February. So that's about 200 days. And I'm going to see Foot Locker below 2490. But I'm still going to try to get as close to strike price, which strike price right now is 2541. I mean, not strike price. The underlying instrument is currently trading. The stock is trading at 2541. So I'm going to try to get as close to that as possible without, spending too much money. So, I mean, they got right now a contract February 16th, 2024, $30. The strike price $30. And I'm like, I think it's going to be below that, by come February. And I don't plan on holding it all the way to February. So that, and it's only $1.80. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and, oh no, it's $6. My bad. I was looking at the calls. That was saying it's going to be no. Okay, my bad. Yeah. I was looking at the calls. I mean, I'm trying to look at the puts. I could sell a contract without, but let's just keep it simple right now. I'm going to go to 25. This contract is $3, and I could get a 2250 at $2. But I think it's going to be between 18 and 2490. So let me go ahead and just spend $3 on this contract. Let's see what I can get. They're saying they're going to sell it to me at $3.30. How much is this going to cost? Okay. So let me get 3 contracts. It's going to cost about $900, about $1,000. Okay. So I bought that at market. Let's go ahead and take a look. And so I was able to get it at $3.20. So it's a February 16, 2024 long put position. It's strike price 25. So it's about 300 contracts. We have about 206 days. And I got it at the contract at $3.20. Currently it's trading at $3.20. So we're doing okay right now. We have 206 days. That gives us plenty of time. And let's just see how it goes. We're already, if I'm correct, let me go back to Foot Locker. We're already, now I got it at strike price 25. And then also we have to remember is my break even is 25. If I planned on getting the underlying stock, I think that's when you more so care about this. It's 25. I can't even remember what the commissions were. But I think it was like $6 or something. So 25 minus $3.20. So my break even would be $21.80. And I didn't even read all that, but let me do it again real quick so that we can read all that information. Again, 3 long puts. Let's see. So commissions was like $2.02, something like that. No, it was $1.98. And break even, it was about $21.80. Fantastic. All right, fantastic. We're good. We're good right now. That comes important is if this, this put is out of the money, then we can kind of figure out what's going on. I want to go to the probability chart real quick. And I just want to see what's the probability that by February of 2024, does the chart even go out that long? This is why I got to work on my price slices, because, let me see. Let me see I don't know how you change these dates, but let's just see if I can get it. I can go as far as like December. That doesn't help me out at all. Trying to figure out how to change this chart up a little bit. So right now I'm out of the money because the underlying instrument is trading higher than my strike price, and I've got a long put. I just got to do some more research on how I can move this thing around. All right, so strike price $25. It being below, they're saying it's like I'm looking at it, it's like a 50% chance a lot of the times. So we'll just give this thing some time. We're going to go do some more research. We got plenty more research that we got to do. And we'll just see how this stuff works out. Let me see. If it's more beneficial, you kind of see the way I do my analysis. If it's beneficial, what I can do is pick out a few, because there's going to be a bunch of these that are going to get scratched off. Like, it's not even worth it. It's, what I'm saying? It's not even worth shorting it. It's not worth buying it. It's just toxic. It's just poison. And just stay as far away from it as possible. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take a quick break. I'm going to do some analysis. I may just go ahead and pick out a few. You've heard all the ticker symbols that I wrote down if you listened to previously. So I'm just going to go through those. And then what I can do is in the future, maybe just take the few that I'm picking out from that list. But I want to make sure that I share how I get my list, how I do all this, how I make my trades. So right now, Foot Locker just went up. Let's see what it's trading at. 25.43. So it went up 2 cents. And right now my contract's trading at $3.15. So still got plenty of time. Let me check the chart again. The Foot Locker chart. Really didn't need to do this one, but let's just go ahead and just, we're just trying it out. I may get ready to get rid of that long position because it's already down 1.5%. And that's with day trading, you really kind of want to mitigate losses and take care of your gains, So again, looking at this chart, I'm looking at Foot Locker. Let me look at the year to date. All right, let me look at the 3-year. Okay. 1 year. Let me look at the 10-day. Yeah. Yeah, I think, see, the traws are descending. So the last traw, I can go over the last 4 from, was it July 19th? Just a few days ago, last week. The traw was, the low point was about 25.86. Then it went up a little bit. Then it dropped down. The low point was about 25.58. Went up just a little bit, then dropped back down to about 25.25. Went up a little bit. So I'm going to guess that it's going to go below 24. And that's just over the last 10 days. But if we go to year to date, let me see the 10-year. Yeah, if we look at the 10-year, again, the low point, 29.70. This is from October 2017. Goes up for a period of time. For about 2 years, it went up and then drops down below to about $18. So it went 25, 18. Now this last low point wasn't as low. It went down to about 23.85. So we could be looking at a potential reversal, but I don't think that. I think what we're looking at is just a low point that didn't go as low as the last draw, the last low point. However, I do think, let me see, short term, I think we could be looking at a potential Head and Shoulders developing that eventually could be reversing and turning into a potential inverted Head and Shoulders, giving out a possible pattern for reversal. So, for example, if you can imagine, I can kind of see the inverted Head and Shoulders developing. So back in 2020, the shoulder, the inverted, meaning let's say you're holding somebody upside down by their feet and their Head and Shoulders. So their shoulder back in 2020, and some of these periods can last over a year. So the last shoulder looks like it dropped down to about 18. Then over a course of about a year, it went up to about $64 and then came back down to about $23. Okay, so this is the inverted Head and Shoulders I think I'm watching develop. I can see the Head and Shoulders from previously, which indicated a downward trend, and then I can also see the inverted Head and Shoulders that indicated a reversal, and then it actually did reverse, which is awesome. And I want to be careful of that inverted Head and Shoulder, but for the time being, short term, these are just day trades. What I think I'm seeing is, let me see, a head, shoulder, yeah. What I was discussing was the inverted Head and Shoulders that I see developing, and that's why I want to be careful. But over time, what I think I'm seeing is the Head and Shoulders indicating a bearish trend, which may go down to $18, $17. But again, once that's developed, I can also see that inverted that's developing. So once this drops, I'm sorry, you can't see this chart I'm looking at. Once this drops, then that inverted head shoulder should be creating, because it looks like I see a shoulder on the inverted side, a shoulder, the head right there. It went up to about the neck. The neckline for the inverted Head and Shoulder went up to about a little over about $43, and then it's coming back down. And that's what I'm betting on, is that shoulder is going to go probably, I think, lower than the other shoulder back in, 2020. That dropped down to 18. I think that shoulder is going to drop a little bit lower than 18. I could be wrong about that. And then that's when we're going to see a substantial increase. And that should take, a few months, but we're not going to be in this for a few months. And then that's when we're going to see it probably reach, that $44 to about $49 range. So we got some time. We got about 200 days, so we'll take it easy. So I got a bunch of tickers. We'll go over them. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided. If you want, you know what? I'll go through some of these tickers. It could take me a while. I can create that segment. Maybe I'll just get rid of this one, and then I'll just come back and create another episode of me going through all these tickers. If you kind of want to hear me go through all these tickers and see how it goes. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick with your man Chairman. I appreciate y'all so much. I really do. I love y'all. I hope y'all love me back. I do have a lot of failures and a lot of mistakes that I made, but I hope that I think it was Mary. I hope that y'all can see the God in me. And trust me, I've done some disgusting, vile things in my life, and I'm not perfect at all. But to be going through what I'm going through with the way people have been treating me and trying to destroy, in my personal opinion, destroy me, I don't think that's even remotely, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it is what I deserve, but it's really messed up. So I just hope that even in my mistakes, and I probably made some mistakes on the podcast, on the conversation, where I've probably gotten upset and said fuck some people I shouldn't have and said some things I shouldn't have, not showing my maturity in these situations. I've already, I pray to God, and God has let me know that, everything is going to be okay. And not only is everything going to be okay, that I can't fathom what God can do for me. It's something that I can't even do, even on earth. I can't fathom how he can take care of my family, how he can provide funds for me and my family to take care of what we're going through. It looks like right now I'm losing everything. I can't fathom. So I'm not even going to try. But what I'm going to try to do is walk in the steps. Not saying I'm going to be perfect. I'm probably going to get a shot tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try not to get angry at anybody. But I'm not perfect. But just as long as I keep walking. And another thing I believe that God told me is stop being so damn old. It's time for you to get back to being a child again, being happy, being excited. And even when I was just chilling right now, I got a message from my estranged partner. Did you post the house online yet? I told him I was going to post the house online, and I haven't got around to it yet. I got an attorney calling me, trying to make sure that I can pay my retainer. I probably shouldn't even be talking about this. I really shouldn't be talking about all this stuff. But going through all this, and it's just getting to me, and I'm trying to keep my head on right. Foot Locker, let's just check it out real quick before I went back down to $25.38. So my contract just went up to $3.20. So I'm broken even. I'm at zero right now. So again, I want to thank anybody and everybody. Oh, Meta. Did I write Meta down? CNBC is talking about Meta right now. Let's see what they're talking about.
Haven't worked that well together, or that much together, so you don't know that, but I'm adamantly opposed to it. Several months ago, I came off of Twitter
because it's Jim Lebenhall.
And the disinformation that I see on other platforms. I'm going to be that dinosaur who lives off of the modern grid, not actually, but just isn't on social media. For that reason, it's very hard for me. This is kind of the Peter Lynch school of investing, right? You want to invest in products that you like, that you believe in. So it's very hard for me to invest in. Having said that, and this is, the people who are investing.
So Peter's it doesn't sound like he's bullish on Meta right now. I'm not listening to his reasons. I'll listen to him later or whatnot. But yeah, again, I want to say thank you to anybody and everybody who decided to stop by, kick it with your man, Chan Man. I appreciate it. God bless. We'll be back just in a little bit. All right, this is Chan Man, House of Barf.